On the eve of legal tampering beginning, we have three names gaining a lot of steam with the Eagles. They are Jonathan Greenard, DeAndre Swift, and Xavier McKinney. Dallas still stinks. Yo, my doing? King Dingbat here, and can you feel it in the air? Can you feel the excitement, the drama? What is going to happen? Legal tampering starts noon Eastern time tomorrow, and usually, once legal tampering happens, we start seeing deals get done, and oh my gosh, are the Eagles going to be making some deals tomorrow? Maybe not tomorrow, but as early as Tuesday. They're going to be making a ton of deals, because they got a ton of different stuff going on. And we're getting some late names that are coming out that are really connected to the Eagles that we got to keep an eye on. One is Jonathan Greenard, two is DeAndre Swift, and three is Xavier McKinney. Now, the first one I want to talk about is DeAndre Swift, because we've heard so much about Saquon Barkley. Will the Eagles go out and get Saquon Barkley? It looks like because teams like Chicago Bears are going to be entering the Saquon Barkley sweepstakes, it looks like the Eagles may get priced out of it. And what do I mean by that is this. I said, when we were talking about Barkley, I said in previous videos, if Barkley comes in somewhere at a number under $10 million, I think the Eagles go after him. If he's anything over $10 million, I think it's going to be too much. I don't think the Eagles are going to want to pay. Well, it looks like this may be the case, because JPA Football reported this. Rumors. The Pound Ravens, Pound Bears, Pound Chargers are believed to be serious suitors for free agent running back Saquon Barkley, source told at Jordan Renan. Quote, the rival Philadelphia Eagles and Dallas Cowboys have interest, but aren't expected to reach Barkley's price point. Still, they shouldn't be completely counted out, because they are at the very least involved in the running back market. And that's really the key to the whole thing. Saquon Barkley, what is he going to make? And I think $10 million, anything over, I don't see the Eagles paying. Anything under, I think they go after him. So it looks like Chicago, probably because they're going to have a rookie quarterback, and if they're going to make a deal to get a guy like that, they're going to have to overpay. So he's going to get somewhere. I would say probably he's going to get between $10 and $11 million a year, somewhere in that range. Somebody's going to overpay. Now, with that said, that would take Barkley off the market. However, it looks like DeAndre Swift, and many of us, including myself, we want DeAndre Swift back one way or the other. And it looks like DeAndre Swift would love to come back to Philly. He's going to let himself hit the market, see what he's offered, see what's out there. But it looks like there's a lot of steam building that DeAndre Swift is going to come back on a one-year deal to Philly. If the Eagles can get him on a one-year deal, you've got to absolutely do it. Bring him back. My feelings for running back are this. I'll be pretty happy, dude, as long as we come out with one of these four running backs. We got to get either DeAndre Swift, Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, or Josh Jacobs. If we come out with one of those four guys, I'm good. I really don't want Eckler. I definitely don't want Pollard. But you give me one of those four guys, I'm good. Preferably, if I could get DeAndre Swift and, let's say, Derrick Henry as a complimentary piece, that would be awesome. I will say this. I would include A.J. Dillon on that list as long as Swift is with him. If you sign Swift and A.J. Dillon, I'm good with that. I think that would be great. If you sign Swift and, let's say, Henry, that would be my dream scenario. But it looks like we got steam gaining towards DeAndre Swift coming back. Hopefully that happens. We've also heard rumors in the past that the Commanders want to take a shot at him. We'll see. The other guy we'll talk about real quick, Xavier McKinney. We've talked a lot about Xavier McKinney and the Eagles going out and getting a safety. It seems like, really, on the surface, Justin Simmons would be the most logical guy because he fits Vic Fangio's system. But the Eagles may want to go younger, and they may be looking to go younger. And if you kind of read between the lines of what's been going on this offseason for the Eagles, all the stuff with Hassan Reddick and Josh Sweat being on the trade market, it looks like the Eagles are going younger on purpose. But we're hearing that Xavier McKinney may be in play for the Eagles. Word on the Birds wrote this, quote, "The agent community expects the Pound Eagles to be big players for Giants Xavier McKinney if he's unsigned by Monday." And that usually is the case with the Eagles. Usually you'll get the first wave, unless there's somebody that they really, really, really want. You'll get the first wave, and then the Eagles kind of let things settle down, and then they kind of go and make their move. So if Xavier McKinney doesn't get signed tomorrow, or doesn't agree to terms with another team tomorrow, expect the Eagles to make a play for him. I would absolutely love it. Him and C.J. Gardner-Johnson are my top two choices for safety. C.J. Gardner-Johnson would be my number one, but Xavier McKinney would be a great pickup. I like the idea of going younger, so that's something we'll have to watch for tomorrow. And then, of course, one of the interesting names that's coming up right now is Jonathan Greenard. You know, it looks like the Eagles are looking to completely rebuild their defensive line, or at least their edge rushers. And this kind of goes on the whole young theme. You know, they're looking at moving Hassan Reddick and Josh Sweat. Now, Josh Sweat is young, but he does make a lot of money. And it looks like what the Eagles are looking for, it looks like they're looking for people who will fit Vic Fangio, or maybe Vic Fangio thinks will fit better. I'm not going to say Josh Sweat doesn't fit, because I don't know that I necessarily believe that. But they're looking for guys, it seems like, that had breakout seasons last year. They're looking for guys whose best years are yet to come. So they're looking for guys who have just started to break out and have arrived as top pass rushers. JPA Football wrote this. Rumor, Pound Texans defensive end Jonathan Greenard, who had 12.5 sacks this season, is likely entering free agency per Marino NFL. Teams like the Pound Browns and Pound Eagles, not hashtag, could be spots to watch. But there's also a chance Houston brings him back. So he could be a guy that the Eagles totally go after. Look for him, Bryce Huff. These are the kind of guys the Eagles are going after. And both guys are young. He's only 26 years old. And they just kind of recently broke out. He had 12.5 sacks last year. He's 263 pounds. He was a third-round pick with Houston. Then when you look at his career, he had 2020 had 1 sack. He hardly played his rookie year at all because of the coach he had. He didn't play. His second year, he kind of breaks out a little bit. He has 8 sacks. Looks like he's on his way. Then in 2022, he only has 1.5 sacks, but he only plays 8 games. He was hurt, and he didn't play. Then last year, boom, 12.5 sacks. And the Eagles are looking at him, much like Huff, going, all right, he's hitting double-digit sacks. He looks like he's arrived, and his best years are in front of him. Let's sign him, because he'll be a lot cheaper than Hassan Reddick, and he'll be a lot cheaper than Josh Sweat, and he can give us maybe just as many sacks as those guys. So that's what they're looking at. Now, one of the other reasons why the Eagles could be looking at Jonathan Greenard is he plays the run very well. He's very good against the run, and we know that against the run was a big issue, a big problem for the Eagles at the end of the year. Hell, the run, the pass, everything was a problem for the Eagles at the end of the year last year. So getting a guy like that could come in and play the run would be critical for the Eagles. Listen. It is shocking to me that the Eagles are trading or trying to trade Josh Sweat or listening to offers. The fact that they're doing this tells you that they're not happy about something. For the life of me, and I think back as long as I've been an Eagle fan, I can't remember the Eagles trading a pass rusher, a good pass rusher who had double-digit sacks in the prime of his career. I just can't remember the Eagles ever doing it. Yeah, Reggie White left, but that was when free agency started. Things were a little bit different then. I can't remember it. The Eagles don't trade They don't trade away pass rushers in their prime. I can understand Hassan Reddick to a certain degree. He's a little bit older. You know, he wants big money. I get it. But Josh Sweat is in his prime. And all I could think about is what John McMullen said about some of the players, and I think he was referring to Sweat in this. We're not doing what was asked of them at the end of the year last year, and they were disappointed how they played down the stretch. And I think that the Eagles are looking at it going, we don't need to pay Josh Sweat $20 million when we can get these guys who are just starting to break out now, and their best years are in front of them. We could pay them a lot less, and they'll do the same thing, if not more. So it's quite ballsy. It's quite shocking that the Eagles are looking to trade Sweat. If it was me, if I had a bet, I would bet that Sweat goes before Reddick. I think Sweat's going to go because I think somebody will give up the Eagles. They will give something up for a guy in his prime like that. They'll do it. I think Sweat's going to end up going, and the Eagles are going to revamp this defensive line. So it's going to be very, very interesting. But Jonathan Greenard, Bryce Huff, two guys we have to watch for tomorrow, definitely. Now, I will be live tomorrow. Probably around 1 Eastern, between 1 and 2 Eastern, I will be live for a few hours. I got a few days off work. Well, not whole days, but afternoons off where I took off a few hours so I could come live stream and we can go through what's going on in the NFL in live time. Expect a lot of videos, 3-4 videos a day, live streams. That's how it always goes during free agency. So watch out for that, and I will see you guys then. With that said, take care. Talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat, remember. It's Howie Vision. We're all just living in it. I don't know if you guys saw, but Kevin Byard just signed a 2-year deal with the Chicago Bears. That didn't take long at all for Byard to get signed. And I wish him nothing but luck. Obviously, the Bears are going to look to spend big money, get free agents. They're going to try to draft Caleb Williams. They want a guy like Saquon Barkley to help the rookie out. We'll see if Barkley really wants to win or not, or he just wants the money. We're going to find out. But Byard goes to Chicago, and this is the calm before the storm. Denzel Washington out.